It almost felt like a parody of a movie at times. The way it was delivered was so cookie cutter, it was so generic, it felt like AI slop. The whole movie could have been created with one ChatGPT prompt if you really think about it. So, I went to the movies yesterday as someone who loves going to the movies. Insert joke about single-handedly keeping movies alive. And I was really excited to see that there's a new Sam Raimi movie starring Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner. Like, if you know, you know. And naturally, I bought tickets thinking it's gonna be a fire movie because, like, loaded cast and popular director. I don't really recall seeing any Sam Raimi movies before, except kind of Spider-Man. I watched it when I was a toddler. But I've always heard really good things about his movies. Mostly Spider-Man and how it's so masterfully created. So naturally, I was really excited to see a good movie. I ended up being heavily disappointed. I'm not a pretentious film bro, okay? But this movie really pisses me off the more I think about it. Mainly because it was so mid. It almost felt like a parody of a movie at times. It had all the elements of a good story, a good dynamic, a cool plot, a cool setup, but the way it was delivered was so bare minimum, like boring and cookie cutter. It was so generic, it felt like AI slop. The whole movie could have been created with one ChatGPT prompt if you really think about it. For people not familiar with this movie, let me read you the AI summary of it. After a plane crash, a survival-savvy employee and her insufferable boss are stranded on a deserted island, forcing them to navigate a tense battle of wills and shifting power dynamics to survive. Everything kind of makes sense in the movie, but none of it reflects how people actually act or develop in real life. It started off strong, like the whole premise is really cool, as I said, and had so much more potential. A lot of stuff could have been done with the whole psychological aspect of it and how it could mentally affect someone like Bradley, who's been spoon-fed everything his entire life and has been in a position of power to have to depend on one of his employees. On top of that, it's not only one of his employees, it's someone he looks down upon because of the way she acts, basically. And also the psychological dynamics of how a person like Linda, who's hardworking, lonely, and an outcast, to have power over her abuser. And I use the term abuser very loosely, more like asshole boss. Instead of the dynamic shining, like because of the situation they're put into, the characters just come off as extremely shallow. Bradley keeps whining the entire movie for some reason. When I tell you, like 50% of the movie is just Bradley whining, and like I think it's supposed to be comedic, but honestly, like it genuinely just feels like an SNL skit of a movie. Like, what kind of comedy is this? Are we entertaining toddlers right now? And also, every time he goes through some kind of character development, he ends up at square one again for no apparent reason. And Linda, don't even get me started. She literally starts playing house with him. Like, rather than getting revenge or anything, she literally mothers him. Like, there's no part of her that actually wants revenge, or it's something that I could see. Like, you could disagree with me. This is just my opinion, but it didn't translate like that to me at all. Instead, she kind of treats him like a pet, and she even compares him to like a bad dog during the fake castration scene as well. I understand that they're trying to convey like the dynamic switching, but instead, what happens is just that Linda is super lonely and finally finds her element, and she thrives in it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it never comes across as Linda trying to keep them there because of revenge or some kind of power trip. The only motivation she has is because she's literally lonely, and this is the only time she's ever belonged somewhere and had a purpose. The only motivation she has is because she's a lonely outcast, and she's given purpose as a provider while being trapped on the island. And then all of a sudden, Bradley tries to escape on a raft that he secretly built, and he poisons Linda? This part definitely was when the movie completely lost me. Like, I had so many questions. The biggest question I had was, how did nobody on the big team, like, of hundreds of people making this movie not pose these same questions? Because it genuinely made no sense. Like, first of all, why is he running away?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Linda has given him little to no reason to think that she has a malintent towards him. She said once, "I wish we could stay here forever," or something along the lines of that, while they were drunk, and specifically talking about bad experiences in their regular life. Even though it was slightly weird, like slightly eerie, like it kind of hinted towards Linda being kind of psychotic, it wasn't anything big, and that's the only thing we saw. Also, why does he poison Linda when he's sleeping? He could have just left when she was sleeping. This part makes genuinely no sense. Like, what caused him to do that? What was his train of thought? Oh, I'm trapped here with Linda. Let me poison her so I could escape on my raft? Like, what? This part triggers me. Like, give me one reason why he couldn't have left when she was sleeping. One reason. Exactly. There's no reason. Even better question. Like, why is he escaping? Like, why is he even escaping? He doesn't need to hide that from Linda. He could have just built a raft and left regularly. Linda has given him no reason to think she would stop him. Rather, she's literally left him on his own 2 different times, both of which times he comes running back and whining. Finally, last but not least, like, is he dumb? Is he actually genuinely stupid? Like, because when in the world would that work? Why would his shitty little raft help him escape? Can he not see the waves? He's there every night. He's been there for 2 weeks. How does he think that's gonna work? Like, dude, that was so unrealistic. Like, it genuinely triggered me. It took me completely out of the movie. It's like the character just do things to progress the plot. But what even is the plot at this point? Is it that Linda is batshit and she's just keeping them trapped on the island forever to psychologically torture them? Okay, then let's suppose that is what the movie accurately portrayed. What is the ending then? Like, this is how the movie ends. Bradley finds out that she's keeping them there despite having an out, and she kills his fiance, who came to rescue them. And then they have this final showdown scene where she ends up killing him. And me personally, I'm not a fan of, like, all the CGI and stuff they use. I kind of thought it was really, like, bad. Like, it was just bad. I didn't enjoy it at all. They had this big fight scene, and then he ends up finding the house, and then she ends up killing him in the end. And after that, she becomes a celebrity, and she lives happily ever after. I have so many questions. Like, once again, first of all, what happened to all of that evidence? Second, what happened to the rescue team? Did nobody look for them? Like, surely his fiance had people, like parents or friends or anything. Third, how did she even get out? Because if her story blew up and now she's a celebrity writer, like, of a self-help book, why was there no investigation? Because the search team boat is still there. Surely she couldn't have gotten rid of everything. Just how she conveniently was able to hack into some billionaire mansion security system without alerting anyone. Like, what? I know we're not going for, like, realistic to the T. Like, come on. Like, at least keep some dimension of realism. Oh my god, this movie triggered me. Can you not tell? And finally, this was my main biggest problem. Like, I would have let them get away with all these things not adding up if it had, like, a good ending. Like, it made sense. Like, it had a message, or, like, I don't even know, dude. What they did was crazy. Like, what was the message in the movie? Why is she being glorified? The movie literally ends with her suddenly turning into a baddie and running away in, like, a convertible. Or not running away, like, driving off in a convertible happily ever after. And meanwhile, she's a psychopath killer. Like, what are we conveying? What is the message of the movie? Can someone riddle it to me? Okay, now that my rant about how much I hate this movie is done, let's calm down a little bit. Let's recollect. Okay, first of all, I would like to say that, like, not all movies need to have, like, a deeper meaning or, like, need to make complete sense. But I do believe it needs to have, like, a level. Like, there needs to be certain rules set for the universe of the movie, and it needs to be consistent. Obviously, they're not going for realism, but it gets to a point. Like, she gets away with all that murder. Like, hello. Like, what's the message? And it also bothered me, like, the ending bothered me a lot. But it's, like, a fun movie. Like, I would say it's age appropriate. Like, you could put it on the TV for, like, your family to watch. Except I can't even say that because there's a random nude scene in it. Like, Dylan O'Brien's just standing nude at the beach and Linda's admiring him. And that, like, could have been conveyed without the nudity. The nudity is not adding anything to the story at all. I would rate it a 2 out of 5 stars. While watching it, I had hope. Like, I hoped it would be good. So the entire time, like, I wasn't hating on it. So, like, I could sit through this movie, but I wouldn't turn it on again. It's not like I had to turn it off, like, midway. I didn't walk out the theater. The reason why it kind of made me infuriated was I had high hopes for the movie. Like, I had hopes that it would be, like, a 4-star, 3-star, like, 3 to 4 stars, right? I don't know what's better, a mid movie or, like, a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie, but, like, it was just a big disappointment. And one thing about me is I hate when shit doesn't add up. Like, if something's not adding up, it's actually triggering me, as you can tell. So, in conclusion, I wouldn't recommend this movie. Maybe, like, the only thing, as I said before, it would be to, like, put something on the TV, like, a family movie night, and it would be interesting for everyone to watch, like, all age groups. But there's a nude scene, so that's not gonna work, obviously. Yeah, so that's my review of the movie. If you have different thoughts than me, then comment down below. Personally, I'm just really disappointed because I had great hopes. Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien, Sam Raimi, these are big names. And then you're selling some trash like this. That doesn't even make sense. Thank you for your time. If you have any thoughts, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you disagree with me, comment as well. But let's talk about it. And I'm open to changing my opinion. If there's a different interpretation of the movie, I'm open to listening and understanding and seeing if I'm wrong. But obviously, this is my opinion. I didn't like the movie. I'll give this to the movie. It wasn't a boring watch. Like, there was always something happening, and I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen next? But it just kept taking turns for worse. Like, it just stopped making sense. After the point that Bradley tried to escape, it genuinely stopped making sense to me. So hence why all the negative comments. Otherwise, it was cool. I don't know. The way they were talking about it in the interviews was very different to like what I picked up. Like, for example, there's Dylan O'Brien saying Brian pointed out in an interview where he said quote, he's not unintelligent, he's just rude and harsh. He's had everything handed to him and he operates in the corporate world. He's not an evil guy, and he just like, this is how the world works. So then why is he not realizing... So if that's true about the character, coming from the actor who played the character, why is he not realizing the situation he's in after so many times? And why is he genuinely a whiny baby? That was my least favorite part. The whiny baby completely took me out. I don't know who's into that stuff, but it's definitely not me. I'm definitely not the target audience for this movie. So, yeah, these are my thoughts. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.